welcome to episode 6 of The Bloody Times. I am Brandon, and with me, of course, as always, Dustin.
Also known as Rusty Dusty on occasion.
And known to be on occasion, every now and again.
Often enough.
Often enough to actually, start using it when you go play a bowling. You put Rusty Dusty in the computer. Do you even go bowling anymore? Does anyone go bowling anymore?
I haven't in a while, so no.
I don't think I've gone in like 2 years.
Yeah, it's been over a year, yeah.
Anyways, how you doing, Dustin? I haven't talked to you in about a week.
Pretty good. How's it going for you?
Not too bad. Going through Hell Week. Me and Nick mentioned, both me and Nick were talking on the Movie Thing podcast on how this week's going to be hell for us. Because, well, we'll talk about that in our topic this week. Our topic being Black Friday. But, of course, people, if you listen to the Bloody Times before we get into a random topic that might, stir up people's feelings, let's get into some news. We don't have a lot of news today, being that one of our news stories kind of turns into, our topic. Real quick, nothing to do with Black Friday or anything. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with how Obama handles hecklers,
Yeah, well, granted, if you watch this video, so there's I don't know if what he was talking to, I'm pretty sure it was immigration based anyways, talk as it is. And you hear a guy just like getting upset. He said like, I need your help, Obama. Like, you can stop deportations. You should do that. and then he starts a chant. Like, really, first of all, what kind of person are you if you're just going to start chanting when the most important, well, it's hard, saying the most important person is kind of vague, but he's still the president. I mean, you're going to chant when he's trying to say shit, like, and you really think he can do something about it? Well, there's just so many problems right there.
I have to say, say if I was up speaking about whatever, and some guy starts up a chant, I'd probably get pissed off and be like, oh, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But Obama,
I know anything about you, Brandon, you'd be pissed as shit.
Oh.
And Obama held himself together so well. It was surprising.
I mean,
I think he's obligated to do that. He knows. There's a lot of people watching him.
Oh, yeah.
But
people waiting for him to mess up at the slide of the dime, for God's sake. But he answers to the young man who was, saying, I need your help. The president can hold, some 11 million undocumented immigrants in the country. Apparently they're going to deport that many of them. I was like, oh, fuck, how'd they even get in here? But anyways, the guy was getting all, he was riling everybody up. The security guards escort him and the group of people chanting out.
They wanted to, but Obama was like, no, don't escort him out. I'll let them stay. But
does he let them stay?
He really, he probably should have. I mean, they were being annoying as hell.
Well, that just shows how he's doing the bigger man thing. But, he basically explained to the people that he can't just stop this. He doesn't have all the power. Yeah. Everyone thinks that the president just can pull all the strings. He'd be like, yeah, we're doing this, not doing this, we're doing this, this is happening now. This is the law now. No, you have to, the Congress has quite a bit of power, which, as sad as that is to say, they do. Because they're the ones that actually make the bills. They're the ones that actually do that. Obama sometimes will, get a bill and be like, hey, I want to, the, Healthcare Act. But, it's, I don't know. He can't just make everything happen. He even says that, I can't just stop, deportations. I can just...
Yeah, he talks about, American tradition, we have to use the democratic process. I mean, that's what we've always really done. I mean, and he's like, I wish shouting would fix it, but no, shouting ain't gonna do shit, basically. I really like that, actually. I mean...
Oh, yeah. I always... And I always been kind of in that boat anyways, of protesting doesn't do shit anyways, so, fuck it, why do it? You standing in a circle saying, no more of this, no, it's not gonna stop.
Yeah, if anything, it's gonna make a lot of other people realize there's dumbass radical people who believe that shit's just gonna change because they're doing almost nothing about it. Like,
yeah.
If anything, you're wasting more time protesting than if you were actually trying to make a real change. I mean,
but I don't know about your campus. I gotta ask, at your campus, do you guys get a lot of protesters?
No, not at all. I like my campus for the fact that, like, I don't know, free speech it's like optimal there. Like, you don't have anyone, you have a lot of people trying to not sell you shit, but just trying to get the word out about this or that or some random thing, but definitely never a protest.
I've only seen one protest, and it was for women's rights of all things, and the whole time I'm just sitting there like, I thought we were equal now. I thought it's been that way since like the 50s. I don't know what the hell you guys are protesting. They had like signs saying no means no. I was like, was anyone okay with rape? Raise your hand if you were cool with rape. You know, I don't know what they were protesting, but they were doing it. And then I've had tons of people hand me random flyers saying, you know, like the whole thing about, what they're doing to the pigs and this kind of like, oh, fuck off. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I've had a lot of, religious people talk to me, and it's a little different for me because I'll sit there and talk to them just because if I'm not busy, what the hell else am I going to do?
Can I speak to you about Scientology? Yes, you can. Tell me everything you know, then I can properly judge you. But yeah, I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen too many protests in my area. Like I said, I've seen one. And then I've only seen, of course, we have, like anybody, especially Denver, gets an assload of people just handing you crap. I honestly hate it when people hand me shit because I'm just like, I'm just going to throw it away. You do know this. I'm not even going to read it. I'm going to glance at it and be like, oh, that's cute, and throw it away. It's not like you're handing me something saying like, hey, video game expo in town this week, nothing interesting. It's always your political views, and fuck you. But...
yeah, that tends to be right more than not. I mean.
Anyways, that was something where I just have to say like, wow, you know, people may have their problems with Obama, but you gotta be like, that guy knows how to, you know, he knows how not to put his foot in his mouth. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, someone's gonna have a problem with the president no matter what. Honestly, like,
doesn't matter who it is or what he does.
Yeah.
Someone has a problem with him. Someone out there, and you know, it's not even just one person. You know, it's a large group of people always will have a problem with the president. You know, either it was Bush, Clinton, you know, Reagan. It doesn't matter who it is. I bet some people back when Washington was our first president, they're like, you know, I don't really like him. And there's something about him. Maybe that white poofy wig. You know, what's that hiding? You know, they come up with their own conspiracy theories. Yeah,
and it's kind of weird that some people do criticize the president so much as it is anyways, because you had the option to vote, you had the option to vote for maybe like 11 people or 12, I can't remember what
something
it was.
Something like that, I didn't count.
But realistically, you had one of two. I mean, and what do you think the one you chose?
I voted for Obama.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, but it's not like that means anything right now. I mean,
it doesn't matter, like, you know, if Obama didn't win the presidency when I voted, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't be sitting up there saying, like, fuck Romney and all this shit, and, you know, I would have let it go. I would have been mad at first.
Yeah, I mean, I let it go entirely.
Yeah, I would have been mad at first, and then, you know, if he does something stupid, of course I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I would do that if Obama was doing stupid shit. I'd be like, hey, nice smooth move, you know, what are you doing there? And so that just gets in its own thing where people, like, were up in arms. I have family members that were up in arms about this Obamacare coming through, and they're like, he's the devil, and they make up shit. I was like, okay, seriously?
Exactly. A lot of family members I have are upset too, and the thing I told them is like, the idea, although there might be a lot of backlash, which you're justified in thinking that this is a bad idea overall. I mean, who am I to say what's good and not? But anyways. Yeah. Overall, they're trying to give health care to those people who can't afford it. I mean, as it stands, that's not a bad idea. It's just that the middle class gets very upset because they're the ones who pay for it. Plain and simple. I mean,
yeah, it is.
You don't want to pay for something you don't need, but as a country, you know, that's the way fucking taxes and that's the way dollars work.
I know. I was like,
we share all these dollars pretty much, and if you want to be selfish, then I guess I don't know what. It's not really how it works, but
I love how people are complaining about like, oh, I don't want to have to pay for healthcare. Healthcare which can help you out, and yet, with what we're going to be talking about very soon, people will kill each other over that. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! Like Black Friday, people fucking murder each other for that. I was like, really? So you'll murder each other, but I'll pay for my own injuries out of my own pocket, I guess. I don't know. And people's views are kind of weird. But on to, right before we get into our little topic here, we're going to talk about a dude who apparently was, they say allegedly, but there's no way he allegedly gets caught doing this. He was masturbating in a women's bathroom in a Walmart.
Yeah, which, man, that's, like, just that statement alone is pretty hilarious, but what I find funnier is the lady with the video camera, like, chases him through this Walmart, yelling out loud, like, this man I'm recording right now, he was masturbating, I don't know, I find it kind of funny. She thought she was doing, like, the world a great service when, honestly, if he's in a stall, what's the big problem? I mean, it's pretty disgusting, I know, like, doing that in public, but you're in a damn stall. Just, if you hear a little fap in the other stall, just put it out of your mind.
Oh,
Get
God.
to your daily shit and forget about it. Honestly, some fucked up people out there, just forget about them. I mean,
he was in a woman's stall to begin with.
That kind of throws it off a bit.
Yeah, he was in a women's bathroom just jerking it. And they don't even, like, they said Beth Davis just walks into the restroom. She wasn't, like, going to the bathroom or anything. She just walks in there and probably, she's his pants around his ankles just going at it. And I would recommend people see this video. It probably is on YouTube, just probably, YouTube man jerking off in the bathroom at Walmart.
Oh, don't Google that. Maybe Google,
Well, I said YouTube it, because YouTube doesn't have porn on there. So
true.
You probably would be safer YouTube.
Walmart masturbator.
Yeah, Walmart masturbator, because it's just funny as hell. Because, you know what? She hurt him more with that internet video than him being arrested ever will. Because that's forever. And they got his face on this video. So, forever, he will always, if he ever gets a job and one of his coworkers ever finds out, they'll be like, oh, and that'll be all over the office. This will haunt him the rest of his life.
Yeah, well, honestly, what I'm thinking is at least he has the dignity to go into a stall. Granted, I don't know if he was, like, drunk or what. It was in the morning.
8:30 in the morning. I'm like...
Yeah, 8:30 in the morning, so...
I don't know why, dude, you don't have a... And he didn't look homeless or anything, so you can't be like, well, he was a homeless dude, just fuck what he cares. This dude was, he looks like a normal person, doesn't look homeless at all. So my whole thinking is, dude, why didn't you just do it at home? Or say
those
if you
sexual urges
had that
too strong.
urge, you have that urge, you're just, and the funniest thing is, like after the video, they say apparently the woman who found him, she told one of the news stations, "I wish I had a stun gun and stunned this sucker and laid him out, then took the movie."
Yeah, the strange thing though, he hasn't been charged. Like apparently this either wasn't good enough proof, or even if it was proof, there's apparently nothing wrong with this. I mean,
I don't know. The article is saying he was charged later with indecent exposure, which in theory you're in a bathroom, so technically you're not really indecent. Otherwise, I should be getting charged with that every time I go take a leak. I mean, in theory, he should have been in. But he was in the. I don't know why he. I mean, if he was in a stall in the women's bath, why? I don't know why it had to be a women's bathroom. I mean, clearly he has some woman taking a dump fetish, but I don't know. This is just a weird story all on its own. And the whole time I'm just like, dude, you must hate cell phones now, because that's what she filmed this on, just her on a cell phone, and she was just walking around the whole, like, just following him. Somebody stop this guy! He was jerking off in the women's bathroom. And from what you told me, like, one of the vending machine guys, one of the vendors, like, tries to stop him, and the Walmart employees tell him no. For some reason.
Yeah. Walmart's policy is don't follow people out of the store. So that was kind of interesting.
Which, yes and no with that. Yeah, I mean, Walmart's policy is they're supposed to follow you to your car and then get your license plate number and then report you to the, authorities. And then the authorities just track you with your license plate number. That's technically supposed to be their policy. They're not really supposed to be able to lay their hands on you. But that dude was a vendor, so he can kind of do whatever the hell he wants. Now, it would have been funny. It would have even been a better story, though, if she would have stun gunned him. Because that would have just been freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Masturbator caught with his hands out.
This was in Oklahoma, too, people, so, this isn't the first thing that happens. I know someone lives in Oklahoma, and they've had reports like, a guy who was jerking off, like peeking over the changing rooms and just trying to look at women. And he was in a Target doing that. So in Oklahoma, they have PERS.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, porn is free.
Yeah, porn is free. The internet exists. And say if you don't have the internet, they do have magazines still, renting videos. There's many ways you can get your fix. Long
better
showers.
Than a random lady at Target.
Yeah, better than the bathroom stall in a Walmart. I mean, that's just, ugh. I don't know what I would ever done if I was walking through Walmart and some lady was just following this dude saying he was jerking off. I mean, like, okay, I'd probably start laughing. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably really laugh my ass off. Yeah. I wouldn't do a damn thing. I would just have that. The comedy would over-ensue me. But yes, I would definitely suggest people check that video out because it is just hilarious. But it is time now to talk about the topic. Dun dun dun! Black Friday.
So how about them bargains?
Bargains, my ass. Alright, what's your thoughts on Black Friday? Because I really don't know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, on occasion you can come across a slightly better deal, but I don't know, you can come across good deals anyways, so it's definitely the fact that like people die over this, that just pisses me off more than anything. Like, if you're gonna really trample someone to get a damn like gift card for 10% off, fuck you.
Yeah. It is quite amazing how this thing just turns into this horrible, I was looking at, say, the Walmart deals. They don't have any fucking deals, okay? They have no deals. Like, oh, well, we'll sell you, Battlefield 4 for the PlayStation 4 for $50. I'm like, oh, go straight to hell. $10 off, ooh, or we'll give you this really shitty, like the TV that the biggest Walmart deal they got going on right now is that $100 TV. But it's not a TV brand. It's not like a Samsung, Sony, Vizio TV. No, this is like a Fuisha or something. I can't pronounce it. Some crazy Japanese bullshit. But it's an unknown name brand TV, and it's 32 inches. I'm like, oh, you can go straight to hell with that. And you know what the really sad thing is? People are going to be killing each other over these. Over this slight deal. And then they like, oh, we only got $3 DVDs. I was like, I will pay the $2 extra to not be anywhere near that, just to avoid Black Friday altogether. I mean, because Walmart already sells you $5 DVDs. And in my opinion, that's quite a bit of a deal. Because if you buy, I used to buy, my movies off Amazon and stuff. And they'd be super cheap. They'd be like, I've gotten a couple for like a cent because the person, whoever was trying to just get rid of them.
Yeah.
But what always gets you is the shipping and handling. Shipping and handling alone is basically $5 right there, so you just spend $5. And the whole time I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh, well, fuck this. I'm just going to go to Walmart and buy and get it the day of. I don't have to wait for shipping. I don't have to wait for any of this crap. And, and that's really where most of my movie collection is coming from, just going to Walmart and buying a movie. Just fuck it, whatever they got. I just go browse. I'm like, what is this? I don't need you to I don't know, Black Friday it's really become this stupid, horrible thing. And the article I sent you that really just goes into everything about Black Friday, especially this year, is about Macy's apparently is joining in and opening up on Thanksgiving for the first time. And I could say, shame, Macy's. Fucking taking that dive. But, there's a lot of competition now. it is quite amazing how many stores are open Black Friday. There's no way anyone's hitting all of them. You know, they're going to probably, honestly, they're going to go to the Targets, the Walmarts, the superstores, where they have the electronics department, they have the clothes department, they have, you know, they have all this crap already there, so they don't have to go multiple fucking stores. Kohl's, Macy's, they're probably going to get a decent amount of people, but not a lot. I can't imagine. Like, on your Black Friday thing there, Dustin, would you go to Kohl's so you can get, like, maybe $5 jeans?
Hell yeah. Fuck it.
I don't know. I'll pay that extra $5 just get a pair of $10 jeans and just be, I'm good. That's what
I mean, actually, I kind of like the Black Friday overall. I mean,
yeah.
For me, at least, whenever I've gone, I've had a fine experience. Mainly because I'm patient. I don't really give a fuck if there's people being stupid. I'll just continue my own business and forget about them. I mean, if I can get, like, I remember a couple of years ago I got some flash drives for like $5, 32 gigabyte. Those usually cost at least $20. I mean,
oh yeah.
So I got a deal or two, but I mean, shit, it's, I don't know, worth, actually at, some electronics store, I can't remember what it was, I waited from like 5 a.m. and we got in with like a $10 gift card for free, and we bought like $50 worth of stuff for $12 or something and paid $2. So I mean, it was alright, but
I'm hearing rumors though that, like, say Walmart is going to try to get rid of the whole line thing, and basically say if you wanted the $100 TV or whatever, or a cheaper laptop, you know, the big items. Yeah. They're just going to have it so that way you put on a bracelet. You know, like they give you like a bracelet type thing, one of those like paper bracelets, and it has like a color on it and whatever colors for whatever. And it keeps you so you walk around the store and you buy more. You know, so you don't stand in line just trying to get this one item. You're already guaranteed that item because they only give out as many items as they got. I mean, that might turn into its own fiasco all alone, like someone getting punched in the stomach and ripping their bracelet off just to, like, I got one! You know, who knows? Who knows how crazy people are going to get. But you know what? I was like, okay, I'm going to give you some props right now for, you know, at least keeping people so that way they can keep walking around. I mean, as a business standpoint, that's ingenious because you keep them shopping instead of just waiting in line. So, but you know what I really think they should do, in my opinion?
What?
Either ask for volunteers out of their own employees. All these stores, they shouldn't force people to work this day. You know what? You know, some people, and you like give them an incentive to work. Be like, oh, well, we'll double your pay if you work today. You know, if you work Thanksgiving between, like, say, this time and this time, you get double pay. You know, something really incentive to really get people wanting to be like, yeah, I want to earn this money, instead of just being like, no, you're going to work this day, and we're going to get pissed off if you call in or whatever. Like me, I'm going to be honest with you, Dustin. 6 o'clock rolls around Thursday, I'm going home. I'm going to go eat my Thanksgiving dinner. I'm done. I'm going home. I'm not working that. I'm not, which is funny because that's right when our Black Friday starts at that store.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going home. I just say, yeah, fuck it. You guys aren't paid. You don't pay me enough, and I'm not going to be useful there. It's not like I'm a cashier or anything, so I'm going home. And so, I don't know. It's really turned into this horrible thing. Especially, what do you think about it keep getting earlier and earlier? Like, I forget what Kmart's doing, like, all day Thursday and then Friday. Like,
yeah, I mean, I find that kind of annoying. I mean, Thanksgiving, it wasn't ever really like, in the past, it wasn't ever really about shopping at all. I mean, well, it was about giving thanks. I mean, it's kind of fucked up that they...
In our lifetime, Dustin.
Yeah.
It used to be not like till 3 a.m. on Friday. And it was never on Thanksgiving for a long fucking time. It was always, early in the morning on Friday. It gets people, I gotta get up at 3 a.m. But now it's like at 6 p.m. So, in retrospect, yet again, from a business standpoint, it's ingenious. Like, we'll just make it earlier, and then people don't have to, people don't have to try to bum rush here, and they don't have, basically they're eliminating the crowds in a way, I mean, granted, you're going to get a lot of crowds because they only have a certain amount of items, so they have to have a time limit on these items. So that's where they're kind of getting meh. And it's always certain select items, which a lot of people apparently don't realize. Believe me, I know this from first-hand experience there, Dustin. A lot of people don't realize it's not anything in the stores discounted. It's the shit on the pallets that's discounted.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that. Now, I will say, okay, I'm going to give some pros about Black Friday. It does help out the economy quite a bit. It helps it out quite a bit. From what this article says, it boosts up just the income, like the sales by 2.4%, which doesn't sound like a much, but when you go over like the overall sale, I mean that's quite a bit. It is quite a bit. They do. That's about it. That's like the only thing I could say that's a pro to Black Friday is just the economy, that it helps boost the economy. I don't know. What can you think of any pros about Black Friday?
I mean, if you want to consider individuals getting shit, I guess if that's a pro, but that's the only thing I can think of. Like,
it is sort of. I mean, honestly, those people were going to buy that item anyways. They just wanted to get it for a cheaper price, which is understandable. That's kind of our nature. You want to get it for cheaper. But, this is kind of a big thing that goes on that a lot of people, some people don't know. A couple days, like the week after Black Friday, you will get, the customer service gets like a rows and rows of people just returning shit that they bought on this day. And, because they didn't want it. They were in the spur of the moment, they bought it, and then they come to return. So it's a bunch of people buying shit they don't even want anymore. That's what's, it's that impulse buy where they're like, oh my god, it's 25% off, I need to buy it now, I actually kind of been seeing better deals on the internet, to be honest with you, than any store. Like Amazon's been having better deals. Amazon does something different though, where they just do we have quite a bit of inventory, we're just going to do this item for, this amount of time, and we'll go from there. And they
Yeah.
But they do one shady thing Amazon does. The shady thing Amazon does is they don't show you what products are up next. So basically, if you're really holiday shopper for Amazon, you're going to stay on Amazon, which boosts their traffic, which gives them more money. So you're going to continue to, refresh the page, kind of be like, all right, what's next? And that, boosts their, hits on their site and all that crap, So all this shit is about them trying to, all it is about the company making money. Am I wrong about this, Dustin? Wasn't Black Friday originally supposed to be like, to get rid of all the old shit out of a store so they can bring in new inventory? Wasn't that the original plan of a Black Friday?
Well, I'm sure a lot of different people had various plans. I mean, I'd say the number one was just to sell more shit. I mean, if you can take advantage of any holiday for sales, I'm pretty sure every business does that pretty much.
That's every holiday. I mean, if you walk into Walmart, Target, any of those places, King Soopers, they all got it. Every holiday, they're always trying to pimp out all this shit. Like, oh, Valentine's Day, we're going to have assloads of chocolates everywhere. Oh, it's Christmas, trees and toys and electronics, all right here. It's Easter baskets, bunnies, eggs, coloring, every holiday has its own big rush of people come in. Fucking this Halloween, people were clamoring for fucking pumpkins. We had pumpkins for weeks and weeks and weeks, and no one was buying them. And then the weekend before Halloween, everyone bought all the pumpkins out, and then all those people that procrastinated were up shit creek. And I'm just like, well, you know what? Yeah, it's your own damn fault. But here's a lot of cons that I'm about to get into. All right. So, Walmart in particular, they'll give their employees holiday pay, which, and they'll also give them a 25% good in December store discounts and free hot meals during the break. This is all shit they give you. Okay, so the 25% off, is good in December. I think it's only on one item too. So don't think it's like, oh, on anything you want, all of December you get 25% off. They are not that generous. It's like off of one thing. So, yeah. The holiday pay, out of experience, it ain't shit, guys. Think about it. Think about it this way. Holiday pay is just a little extra, it's like maybe an extra like $7 an hour or whatever. Because like if you work 8 hours, you're gonna 8 hours the entire day. Your holiday pay would be about $50. You know,
that's not bad. I mean,
it's not bad, but in retrospect, you don't make shit. So, you know, when you're getting paid $8 to $9 an hour, not even a fucking living wage, and then they, you know, oh, instead of making this week, you make, you know, instead of making like $450, you know, you might make $500 this pay period. You know, ooh, you know, the $50 fucking dollars. And you're going to miss Thanksgiving and deal with horrible people and all that shit. And then the hot meal they're talking about is nasty. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. It really is. They're like...
What is it exactly?
It's a, you know, it's that... I can't even call it... It's not like it's a turkey back there. But you know the turkey slabs that you get at, you know, in a school lunch line? You got a bunch of turkey slabs there. And then you get some instant mashed potatoes... and I think some rolls, and I think that's about it. That's, if I remember correctly from last year, that's about what you get. And
that sounds pretty damn good.
It's not good at all. I mean, honestly, I don't know. People, if you're like me, I hate fucking buffets, and that's all that shit is. It's just sitting out all day in some little heat tin, and people can have their pick at it. You know, people are nasty, so I don't touch that shit. That's like my first thing right there. And then, you know, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Black Friday is quite a shitfest. Like, I mean, I kind of like it. It's fun and all, but, I don't know. I've never been to a Walmart during Black Friday, so that might say a lot.
You know what really kind of pisses me?
I was like, no, I don't want to go to Walmart. Fuck that. That's a lot of the news you hear about dumb shit happening is Walmart and Target.
Oh God! Last year a guy got killed because he was trying to steal from Walmart, and one associate choked him out for some reason. I was like, why do you care, dude?
Wow.
Yeah, he choked him to death. And I don't know if they counted him as facing criminal charges. I never really read up too much on the story. But, you know, it kind of pisses me off. One of the things says, you know, and this kind of drives me nuts, like the CEO, I don't know if it's the CEO, but Bunnican, spokeswoman, that's who it is. Brooke Butchican, she says, a lot of folks really really enjoy it because of the benefits they get. I was like, fuck you. You know what? I don't know anybody who's excited, okay? I work in a store with over 200 employees. Not one of them's like, yes! Can't wait for Black Friday. You know why? I'm gonna get all these fucking benefits. No, everyone's like, oh God, this is gonna be horrible. This is just gonna be the worst thing ever known to man. Last year, you knew about the protests last year, right?
Oh shit, no. I mean, I may have heard of them briefly, but not much about them really.
There were about 1,200 Walmart stores last year were protested against, and the group is promising, you know, civil disobedience, so it's all legal. But they're this Friday, the Move On, I guess, or a bunch of organizations like MoveOn.org and Color of Change, who they represent the African American, and they're all kind of joining together, and they're going to be doing it at about 1,500 stores this year. So I kind of want to see if it hits my store, because that'd be very interesting. I doubt it because I have a pretty small store in comparison, but it would be awesome. But, you know, there was another thing, though, is that Walmart got in trouble last year. You know why? Well, those 1,200 stores, they had employees that were protesting, and it was about 117 people were fired because they protested, and against, according to the National Labor, Board, that's illegal as fuck. You cannot, Walmart cannot threaten your job. Like, if you're protesting against your employer for whatever reason, whether it be pay, whether it be, I don't want to work, this holiday or whatever, or I think Black Friday is a sham, whatever it may be, it's illegal for them to fire you because you protest, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of lame. I mean, I think the employer should be able to fire whoever the fuck they want.
You think they can just fire? They should be able to fire anybody for like whatever.
Well, I think if they're honest, yes, they should be able to, because if they're honest, they're firing people for good reasons. But that's obviously not the case. I mean,
Yeah.
they can, if they have that power, they'll be able to abuse it. I mean, which is gay. But.
Well, because you'd get all those sexual harassment things where a boss is like, "You're going to sleep with me." No, you're fired. That's where the labor thing comes in. That's why it's unlawful.
Yeah. I mean, it's a decent thing to have in.
It is a great thing to have because otherwise we're all fucked as employees. Like I personally think all the people who were fired, a lot of them got their jobs back after Walmart was facing lawsuits. They just started handing the jobs back, and I don't think it. I agree. It should be unlawful for anybody if you protest your whatever business, as long as it's a sound reason. I think Black Friday counts as a sound reason because you're forcing people to work on a holiday that they don't really, that's a pointless holiday. Not the holiday itself, but you're forcing people to work crazy hours and for minimum pay just because you want to make more money. That's not okay.
Capitalism.
It is capitalism. It's a horrible point of capitalism. Yet the worst part is that Walmart, the company itself, makes about $17 billion in profits a year. That's ridiculous. They could definitely afford to pay people. Say if they paid everybody a living wage, which a living wage fluctuates depending where you live from $12 to $15 an hour. They could afford to do that, and guess what? Instead of it being $17 billion of pure profit, it might be like maybe, $14 or $13 billion of profit. I mean, literally they would not be pissing that much money away by doing that. But they want the more money. I have to say, I love this post from Stephen Colbert about Walmart, basically. So some critics out there saying at Walmart isn't doing enough. They're wrong. At Walmart isn't doing anything. And I get a kick out of that because what that's in relation to is now that the company is now asking, especially Walmart in Canton, Ohio, is asking people to donate food to help out their fellow coworkers, instead of, basically to donate food to help out your coworkers. And the whole time, everyone's just kind of making the same joke of, well, why the fuck don't you just pay us more?
Yeah.
You're asking, and I've seen it in my own store, like, donate to help your, I was like, fucking pay us more. Don't just sit there and be like, well, you should donate. I don't have fucking, I'm the one that needs to donate.
Like, wait, who's donating? The coworkers are donating to the other coworkers?
They're asking.
Gets nothing done.
They're asking coworkers to help donate to other coworkers. I'm like, what the fuck? You're Walmart, motherfuckers. You guys could be like, okay. It would have been, Walmart could win a lot of friends if they just said every employee gets a free turkey or whatever. They just give them something. If they're like, oh yeah, or if you had to fill out a whole form because maybe you don't need a turkey because you're a high school student or whatever, and you had to fill out some form saying like, I'm an employee in need, and they send you something. They send you a meal or something. If they actually acted like they gave a shit, it would have been something entirely different. But you know what? I don't know who the PR person is at Walmart, but they're a fucking idiot. I have to say, they are the biggest freaking moron out there because Walmart's so freaking big that they don't care. And the worst thing is this part, I don't know where the article is saying. The worst part is that, people bitch, like I bitch about working there. And this person who was criticizing me as well, I'm not going to lie. People bitch about working there and people bitch about shopping there, but yet everyone does it. Everyone has this hateful relationship with this company, but yet they seem to keep going back.
I don't have any problem with Walmart. It's a nice big store. I can walk in, get mostly anything I need, and walk out.
I don't have the problem with Walmart in general there, Dustin. I have a problem with some of the company's ways they respond to people and how they...
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously different for you being an employee.
Yeah. Well, the way they respond to certain shit, like, the fact that they're just, they're biting their tongue and saying, or not biting their tongue, just, clenching their fist and saying, no, I am not going to pay anybody more. No! They're just refusing to pay. And, everyone sits there and thinks...
I mean, they don't have to, though. Why would they?
Exactly. Well, yeah.
I mean... It seems pretty.
It is that whole
obvious.
thing. And,
I mean,
I hate that thing where people are like, "Oh, you don't like it, quit." You can't just quit. You can't just like, "Well, you know what? I'm just gonna quit. I'm quit. I'll be out of a job now." That's not really it's not a hell of an option for a lot of people. And so it just really, it really kind of gets me where I understand you are right, Dustin. Like, if you don't have to pay these people this much money, why would you? And it kind of turns into that whole thing with the Walmart, McDonald's, all these, companies that make so much money just trying to dig over people as much as they can. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Well, like, I know the people who are working at the Subway even have to work Black Friday. Subway's staying open the entire time. I don't know if, like, when you worked in the American Furniture one, if you had to stay, like, if American Furniture even does Black Friday, I don't even know if they do. I doubt it.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, that Subway didn't get really any traffic. It was, the only reason it was there is because the employees of the store then had somewhere to eat without leaving the store. That's how big the store was.
Honestly, I think that's with a lot of those things, like the Subways and McDonald's that are in any store. It's kind of more for the employees than it is for the customers. I mean, the customers are feel free to go in anytime, but it's more convenient for the employees so they don't have to constantly go out for lunch. I mean, granted, if you're working in a grocery store, you can't really bitch that you can't find food.
Yeah.
There's no place for food. Dude, you work in a grocery store. Make a fucking sandwich. But, I don't know. Let me ask you something on dealing with our topic. What was the best deal you ever had at a Black Friday?
Best deal I ever had was probably that flash drive I mentioned. $5 for probably something worth $25-ish. Yeah. I mean, I also got, a couple of years ago, I also got a TV, maybe a $250 TV for about $170, so that's not bad either. I mean, you just gotta keep your eye out, and some places might have what you want. Most places won't, obviously. Check Amazon. It's kind of fucked up on Amazon too. They have the past deals. You can, although it does you no good, you can look at what you missed.
Wow, that is kind of a dick move.
just to keep you in it a little more, so you're not like, all right, I'm not gonna miss this now.
Now, do you let me ask you, do you like Black Friday or Cyber Monday more?
Oh, well, the weird thing though, it's now evolving to be like this whole week.
Oh, yeah.
It's just filled with based on the company, some companies do a weekend thing, some companies do a whole week. I don't know, I think overall if you come at it with like an open mind, you can get a good deal here and there, but I just think and it's fucked up too, because obviously you hear about the stories of people like shit going down, people dying, like, yeah, it's pretty sad that actually happens, I mean, but I feel like most of the time it's alright. You hear about those stories that it's a big damn country. Something bad's gonna happen. I mean, it's kind of sad.
I have to say, I would be more supporting of Black Friday if the customers themselves would just act like they're fucking civil human beings, where instead of fighting over every little thing, like, I want that, or I'm not saying like they're tugging on the TV, but, get pissed off over, like, one of the Black Fridays I went to, I was with my sister. It was like one of our first ones. We were both still in high school. We were walking around 3 o'clock in the morning. We were just walking past a line, and some lady got pissed off at my sister, accusing her of cutting in line. Yeah, she's like, the line starts back there, and we're like, we're looking around, and give her this kind of weird fucking glare, and it's just, I was just like, if people could just act civil human beings and just be like, if someone cut in front of you, you could be like, excuse me, sir, the line's back there. That would be very civil. And if they still give you like, oh, fuck you, then you could be uncivil. But, in a perfect world, I guess, everyone would be like, oh, yes, please. Everyone being like,
I guess, either maybe I'm lucky or you're unlucky, but every time I've had anything Black Friday related, I always just took my time, didn't fuck with anyone, just most people, granted there's a lot of people in a hurry, I just kind of forget about them, but just, I don't know, I never had any problems. I mean, maybe I'm lucky. It was always kind of nice. I mean, well, definitely not nice. I obviously would prefer to go to these stores on a regular day, but
Well, they're more crowded, and I understand people would be a little bit more on edge. But, it's really sad, when I was talking about, with our little talk about the healthcare, on how people were so pissed off that they have to pay for healthcare, but they'll kill each other just to get a slightly better deal on something.
Well, dude, you gotta realize that's not often.
No, I'm not saying kill each other literally. I'm just saying, metaphorically, they're just they're fighting over it. They're going out of their way to do this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what should happen? There's 100 TVs. If you don't get there in time to get one, forget about it. You didn't get one. Don't make a fucking fit about it. Just move on. Find another deal if you want a deal.
And there's not. It's the only deal the entire year. Yeah. Like you were kind of saying, there's deals all the time. Year round, you're gonna find deals on shit. So if you're like, oh, I want a deal on a PS Vita, which I was looking for that, and they were like, oh, $200. I'm like, that's what GameStop's selling it for. A brand new one. Yeah. GameStop automatically at $200. Just because you're wanting to, you're like, well, we cut off $40 though. I'm like, no, you just made it the price as GameStop. Yeah, and you were correct about the whole, they are starting earlier. Hell, fuck, I was seeing pre-Black Friday deals going on. I'm like, well, just call it, don't call it Black Friday anymore. I think we should just call it Thanksgiving weekend or week. Holiday week sales.
Yeah, I mean, Black Friday is what stuck in the first place. You might as well stick with the name so people know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know.
If you're too stupid not to figure out what day it is, then you're going to be like, oh, I don't know. I have no love for this holiday. I'm not, like I said, I'm not completely opposed to it.
I don't even call it a holiday.
Well, yeah, I guess this
Thanksgiving is the holiday. Black Friday is just whatever the fuck happens on
if you think about Thanksgiving as a holiday, it's so commercialized as well, being that, it's, we have to clamor and, buy all this food and gorge ourselves with it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not really, the food is a plus, but I mean, for me, why it's a holiday is just the family deal we do every year.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I love seeing my family, once a year. No, I like the Thanksgiving dinner. I like the, moist, delicious turkey with the stuffing that's homemade, with the cheesy broccoli, which is my personal favorite. Broccoli casserole with melted cheese on there. That's delicious. If you haven't had it, Dustin, I'd suggest you eat it.
I've had it. It's good.
Amazing. Yeah. I like that. And like I said, when you work for a place that makes you work on that day, you just kind of get this automatic fuck you mentality.
Well, when you sign up to work at Walmart, that shit's open every day except Christmas, so it's kind of expected, isn't it? I mean,
sort of. And I understand they can't give the day off to everybody because then they just might as well close. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to completely vilify Walmart saying, but it's just that, I guess it's just, people, they feel like, what was happening to every supervisor at my store, Dustin? And they changed it because the manager is about to get fired because of this shit. Shit you not. They had all the supervisors coming in from 6 to 3 Thursday, and then they'd go home for about 3 hours and come back 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. And that's against the law.
Big pain in the ass.
That's completely against the law, because if you work, if you're working someone 8 hours, you cannot work them until for another 8 hours or something like that. 8 or 12, I forget what that law is. But you have to have a prominent amount of time between each thing, because otherwise it's just illegal. And, that's where
if they consent to it, it's not illegal at all.
That's not the thing. You don't consent to your schedule at all. Technically, they're fucking with my schedule this week. They're giving me out.
Do you sign a schedule?
No.
No, you don't sign it. All right. At Subway, I always signed it. So
no, you don't sign a schedule. You can get a manager to assign to a specific schedule, and they give it to you, and you can argue with that schedule if it does not fit your needs or whatever. But for the most part, people create their... Basically, you can create your own hours there. It's not like otherwise I wouldn't be able to go to college or anything because, if I couldn't create my own hours. But, a lot of people are just like, well, the problem is where they get a lot of people, and I'll admit, is because they're trying to get as many hours as they can because the place doesn't pay you dick. They put their schedule at any time. Well, you put it at any, mine's not at any. So I won't technically be working the whole midnight. Like Nick, he's working, I think, 6 to 3 a.m. or something that day.
Damn.
Yeah, he's doing some shitty fucking shift where he's he's in the blunt of Black Friday, and you know what, we'll probably this Friday, we're gonna hear from him and how he managed. No way, he's not gonna be on this Friday, because he still has to work. Said Friday.
What, he doesn't do cart pushing anymore,
No,
does he, right?
he's inside, that's why. He's fucked over. He's inside.
Okay. Well, no, dude, cart pushing would be terrible.
They don't have
so
cart
many
pushers.
cars, so many people, like, ugh.
They don't have the cart pushers cart push at that time. They haven't.
I guess
they pull their ass.
Most people just buy one thing and they just carry it out.
And people do use carts, but they usually either will wait for the cart pushers at the end of the time to go out there and clean up the lot, or they just have them come inside and do what I had to do last year. I wasn't a cart pusher, but I had to guard a pallet. And I was there for 4 hours last year, which you're like, oh, Brian, that's hardly anything. But it was during the time when everyone's eating Thanksgiving. You know, it was 4 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And I missed the entire dinner just so I can stand next to a pallet. And I'm like,
that's kind of fucked up.
It's like, you did not need me in here today. You know, that's where I say fuck that. You know, like I said, I'm sorry if you're a cashier, if you're, you know, or if you work in the back and you're one of the people that has to pull out the pallets. I'm sorry. They need you. They don't need my ass. You know, and they won't need my ass this year either, and that's why I'm going home. I'm like, you know what, you don't need me here. And I don't want to be here, so we're going to compromise, and I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, fucking Black Friday.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, that's about it. I didn't have as much bile. I was actually kind of expecting me to go on some rant or something, but no. I'm actually. Maybe it's just I've gone into the grievance point where it's just acceptance. That is it, everybody. If you work Black Friday, please let us know, so that way we can both just grieve together. Also, let us know what your thoughts are on this topic, either in our forums, which would be more preferable, or at bloodyscreenpodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email there. I will read it. So, either way, does not matter. Let us know what your thoughts were. Tell us a story if you have one. Tell us, we would like to know. So, that is it, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
You never had to work at that. You're one of those people that don't care about Black Friday. You're like,